And just imagine all the torque and tension and stress that goes into a landing when you're feeling great. Now you're not feeling great, and you're about to do that same exact thing. But then again, considering what a tough competitor he has been in his career, he's done this, competed hurt many times.
It's just ridiculous. This vault right here, he has to flip his body 3 times in the air, and if he does it perfect, knees together, toes pointed, sticks it cold, he gets a 9.8.
Wow. You know, he had so much height.
Now his wife, Makari, is looking on, and it's very, very visible now for everyone to see that the 5-time U.S. national champion is trying to gut it out.
Blaine scored a 9.45 on day 1 of the competition, but you won't see a score like that here with his hands going down. That will be a substantial deduction.
Blaine actually does this vault technically as well as just about anybody. He jumps off of the horse from his hands extremely well. A lot of guys, because they've got so much rotation to get accomplished, get a little bit quick. They don't push the horse as well as they could.
And as Blaine walks off into the balloons, which commemorate the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame here in Cleveland, Ohio, his 9.2 means that this national championship most probably won't be his. So we talked about before just who's going to get some of the extra prestige. You've got Blaine looking like he's a lock in 2nd place. You've got Paul Hamm looking like he's a lock in 1st place. And then you've got a bronze medal sitting there waiting for someone to grab hold. Here is Guard Young.
And this event can really help Guard.
Had some trouble in night 1. He only scored an 8.9, which is very unusual for Guard on this event. He's just one of those quiet, consistent competitors, waiting his turn and inching his way up.
It's a lot more than just this national championships for Guard. 2003 is a huge moment with the Worlds being held in this country in Anaheim, California. Home country advantage, big time in the sport of gymnastics, helps a lot. A lot of people feel that this U.S. men's team has a good shot to win possibly even a gold medal in the team competition. Maybe stretching a bit, but they are very, very talented and very deep. Very good, strong exercise, a lot of difficulty, very clean from Guard Young.
You know, he was 5th at last year's national championships, and this exercise is going to help him definitely move up the ladder.
Right, David.
Looks like Guard is sharing his equipment.
Like I said, you have to be clean. This is one of those 5/10 passes. He does it very nicely and fights for that landing. Feet don't move. No deductions.
And after no deductions, Guard Young gets a 9.55. That will keep him definitely in the mix for the battle of the bronze medal. That's right. So far, Paul Hamm leads the way big time over Blaine Wilson. And then Morgan Hamm, Guard Young, and Sean Townsend have a battle coming up. Al Trowig, Tim Daggett, Elfie Schlegel back in Cleveland, Ohio. We've got a few stops to make. First, we've got to go to aisle 4 at Home Depot to get something to tighten up this pommel horse. What's going on here, Tim?
Well, actually, the mic came loose, and all the gymnasts have a different setting that they like to swing pommel horse, and he wanted to move it either in and out, and when they did that, the mic fell off, and it was a distraction.
So as we hunt for the pliers there, we've got to go to the supermarket over on the parallel bars to keep the men happy. We've got pancake syrup. We've got honey. Elfie, what's going on over there?
Can you believe this? What is it with these guys? High maintenance. That's all I have to say.
Well, that's because we actually do stuff that's hard.
Now that you guys are done, let's get back to the competition. Alexander Artemov, only 16 years of age. He's got plenty of USA Gymnastics championships to look forward to, just not this one. His elbow means that he is a scratch for the rest of the competition. So now we go to Morgan Hamm. He's had a 9.3, an 8.65, 9.425, a little inconsistent in his battle for the bronze medal at these USA Gymnastics championships.
Obviously, this being a big challenge for Morgan. You know, I asked him if there was any good that came out of his injury and his year off of gymnastics, or out of competition, I should say. And he said, well, he's learned to be more patient and just appreciate what he's accomplished.
Nice release skill right here. Well done. I'm actually very surprised that Morgan is even here in this competition. Just a couple months ago, it looked very iffy.
Well, guys, this is obviously a very tight family. They've been very successful. It's got to be very hard, though, to be the brother who's just trying to always keep up.
Yeah, and, you know, predominantly the reason that is, Morgan has, throughout his career, been a little bit more beat up than his brother Paul. Every time he kind of closes that gap, there's something that slows him down a little bit.
So we're keeping an eye on the scores of Morgan Hamm, Sean Townsend, and Guard Young now on the pommel horse. He's coming off a 9.55 on floor. That's a home run.
This can be a really good event for Guard as well. Has a lot of difficulty. All about keeping a good rhythm. Obviously, the form is critical. That connection right there, very difficult and extremely well done. I tell you, Guard, he looks great.
Yeah, and he's decided here at these championships that if he does well, this is what's going to motivate him to move on to next year's World Championships in the hopes of making that team.
He's giving off a much different air, isn't he?
Yeah, he's more relaxed out on the floor. He's always been a little bit animated, but I'm most impressed with his gymnastics. He has really done quite well with the coda points. He's chosen good paths, because you have to make a call, a judgment as to which way you're going to go to get these major bonus points. He's chosen good routes, and I think it's going to work for him.
So Paul Hamm leads the way. Morgan Hamm gets an 8.75 on the parallel bars. And then you've got Guard Young's score to figure in. So we've got a pretty good battle for the bronze medal still. 9.325. That will give the edge to Guard Young. When we come back, Blaine Wilson will be up, and he's visualizing exactly how his next performance is going to go on the parallel bars. Back at the Gund Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. Tim Daggett, Elfie Schlegel. I'm Al Trowick. This is Blaine Wilson, the 5-time national champion. Rock solid on the rings, 9.925, but unable to put a dent after the first rotation into the lead of Paul Hamm.
But this is a very strong event for Blaine. Does one of the most complicated and difficult combinations being done. 4 skills in a row. Super hard, finishes off.
You know, it's pretty incredible to think that he's been out of competition for a year. Not only comes back in a quest for a national title again, but comes back with new skills in better shape than ever.
You can tell that knee, whatever he did to it a couple of rotations ago, is bugging him on the dismount. It's just part of the deal in this sport, right, Tim? I mean,
Yeah, that hurts. Yeah, it does hurt. Even when things are perfect, when you've done as many repetitions as Blaine Wilson.